She's so rotten, she wants migrants picking cotton. We present to you Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who made this shocking argument why America needs immigrants. Roll it, Alfred.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands.
When the wheels fall off.
You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Tyrus, I go to you for no particular reason.
What happens when Jasmine Crockett walks into a verbal war zone with Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus? Let's just say she brought a paper straw to a bar fight armed with tired talking points and a smirk that screamed, "I got this." Swing Crockett stepped into the ring and got absolutely demolished.
Get from there, Gutfeld. I'm going to explain to you what happened.
Okay.
Same thing that happened on this show.
Yes.
She got the job. That was the get the job voice. Remember when I first met you? Good evening, Gutfeld.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. It's a real pleasure to be here. Oh, cool. Once I got the job, what it is, let's crack jokes. So that's all it is. That's all it is, you know.
Gutfeld's sarcasm didn't just sting, it slapped like a lawsuit, while Tyrus was dropping punchlines so hard they probably left dents in the studio floor. And poor Crockett, she looked like she thought she was showing up for a press conference, not a public roast. At one point, it was like her brain just ghosted mid-sentence. Logic gone. Facts missing. Confidence cracked. You could almost hear her inner monologue screaming, "Abort mission." But by then, it was way too late. What triggered the chaos? Just one bold move, thinking she could outtalk two men who roast for sport. Now the internet won't let it go. Clips are flying, memes are cooking, and Crockett's face during that verbal beatdown is already GIF history. Now, let's talk about the name Jasmine Crockett. Sounds fierce, like a retro action star ready to kick down corruption with heels and sass. But instead of bringing the storm, she showed up with a drizzle. Her entire strategy, buzzwords, slogans, and more finger-waving than a DJ on Red Bull. It's like she downloaded Debate 101 from ChatGPT and forgot to hit refresh. She rose to political fame faster than a TikTok trend, but that doesn't mean she's built to last. Viral doesn't equal vital.
Jasmine Crockett still conceals the meaning of Hot Wheels. The Texas Congresswoman still won't apologize over making fun of Texas Governor Abbott's disability. Here's what she said that kicked it off.
We in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now.
Whoa.
And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So,
Now she claims that she wasn't talking about Abbott's wheelchair at all. Yet she's mentioned Abbott's wheels before. In 2022, she posted Beto's rolling around the state, whereas
Crockett
Abbott
looks polished. She sounds firm. But when the heat's on, she's glitching like a Zoom call in a thunderstorm. She doesn't know if she's leading a revolution or just stuck role-playing one on MSNBC. Let's be real, if Jasmine Crockett's political career were a Netflix series, it'd be trending under Most Abandoned after episode 1. Critics wouldn't call it a flop, they'd call it binge regret. She's all about the camera angles and flashy sound bites. But when you dig past the glam, there's no plot, no climax, just a whole lot of political trailers that promise change, then deliver, well, nothing. Her stance on law and order, it's the definition of talking in circles. 1 minute it's "we need justice." The next it's, "but let's redefine what crime actually is." Like, what? It's the kind of position that leaves both sides of the aisle blinking in confusion, wondering if she's campaigning or just doing improved in real time.
To get the job, you know, you gotta leave the Negro at home and do the, like, you know, the what it is afternoon, and then once you get in, you can say whatever you want to say. Listen, everyone talks different with their crew and their people. Everyone has a different way of talking when they're with other people or whatever. She's too comfortable, and she thinks she's clever when she does that. But here's the cold part. Somebody's writing that for her.
Yeah.
That's why she had to remember and look back, because apparently Hot Wheels she thought was going to be someone thought it was a wonderful joke and it was going to do well. So she set it up, but she doesn't read good because she's like, and this, and then she said the Hot Wheels, and as soon as she said it, it didn't get the reaction that she thought it would.
It's the performance of being progressive without the pain of actual progress. She wants credit for caring but skips the dirty work that comes with real reform. It's like patting yourself on the back while asking your intern to write the speech you'll pretend you wrote. And those speeches, yikes. They land softer than a pillow fight at summer camp, Just a swirl of overused buzzwords, Instagram captions disguised as policy, and a sprinkle of woke-sounding fluff that sounds deep, until you actually think about it. At times, you can't tell if she's running for Congress or applying to be a guest speaker at a self-love seminar in Malibu. Her message feels mass-produced, like a bumper sticker trying to go viral. And every time she steps up to speak, it's less rally the people and more please clap, because behind the slogans and spotlight, there's a stunning lack of substance. And everyone's starting to notice. You half expect Jasmine Crockett to wrap up every speech with Namaste or something like, let's vibe check this policy real quick. But the cringe doesn't stop there. Crockett's got a whole catalogue of progressive plans that sound good in the group chat but crash hard in real life. Her crime reform ideas. They're basically like installing a screen door on a submarine, guaranteed disaster with a smile. She throws around feel-good language about justice and equity, but when it comes to actual strategy, it's like giving out balloons in a tornado, chaotic, messy, and completely useless. When people are asking for real solutions, you can't just remix the system with slogans. At some point, you need logic. And that's where she taps out.
You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Tyrus, I go to you for no particular reason. Is she making any point there?
Like this makes me wish my mom made different father choices.
Now, let's talk about her legislative legacy. Her bills. They land with all the impact of those cheap party favors. You pull the string, there's a pop, a puff of glitter, then nothing. She's great at getting headlines. Fantastic at going viral. But actual real-world policy? Still meh. You want to be a revolutionary? Then stop building your brand and start building something that'll outlast your next tweet. But Crockett's got that self-righteous shine, walking around like she's the future of politics, like she's been handpicked by the universe to lead the movement. Let's get honest. The only thing revolutionary about her is how fast she mastered the craft of saying absolutely nothing with extreme confidence. It's impressive, sure, but not in the way voters were hoping for. Her social media. It's not leadership, it's a photo shoot. A masterclass in curated outrage and hash activism. She's always one post away from cancelling someone else while staying squeaky clean herself, posting all the right causes, wearing all the right colors. But when it's time to take real heat or answer tough questions, silence. Because performance is easy. Accountability isn't. And Crockett, she's betting voters won't notice the difference. But trust, they're starting to.
Right, this is why when white people write black slang, weird happens.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Well,
Like, if I wanted to get ethnic on somebody, I wouldn't call Joe and be like, hey Joe, write me some hood. No offense, Tyrus, I get right to it. Gee Willikers, that's not the guy. What? That doesn't sound like Joe Mackey?
Watching Jasmine Crockett navigate politics is like watching a soap opera where the lead character never grows, never learns, just keeps ranting about the same script like it's someone else's fault. She plays the role like she's starring in a drama called Perception Over Policy. But the plot twist. The audience stopped clapping, and then there's Tyrus. This man didn't come to play. He came to body the narrative. He threw verbal punches so heavy you'd think Crockett tried to sneak a cheat code into politics and got caught red-handed. The moment was brutal. It felt like watching a heavyweight champ dismantle a featherweight in slow motion. Who sent her into this ring? Did they think this was a TikTok dance battle? Spoiler alert, Crockett's not just getting hit by clapbacks. She's getting knocked out by her own contradictions. She claims to be for the people, but her actions look more like she's chasing hashtags instead of actual results. She's mastered the pose, the quote, the soundbite. But the substance? Nowhere to be found. This is the classic trap of modern politics. Look busy, stay visible, ride the outrage, and hope nobody checks the receipts. While she's shouting for systemic change, the only system she's truly loyal to is the one that keeps her trending. She's all in on political self-preservation. And it shows that she's that classmate who signs up for every project, raises her hand for every cause, but disappears when the real work starts. All optics, no outcome. Flash, no foundation.
Him is that he is a hot mess, honey. So,
Of course, Crockett now claims Hot Wheels was about shipping migrants out of the state. Don't you get that? Not the governor's condition. If only there was video that perfectly encapsulates the liberal inability to land a lick on MAGA. Turns out we have one. Roll it, Bjorn.
He's a racist.
How can I be racist?
If you voted for Trump, you're a racist.
I hope you enjoy that.
Never get tired of that.
So, if you're looking for a leader who transforms fiery speeches into real, measurable results, sorry, Crockett's just not it. You'll find more grit and clarity in the comment section than in her whole campaign. Keep scrolling. Jasmine Crockett's brand of politics, all style, zero spine. She's got more drama than deliverables, more flash than follow-through, and when it comes to substance, don't blink. You'll miss it. You ever notice how she talks about justice like it's some trendy online brand? Like you can just click add to cart and choose between overnight reform or deluxe equity upgrade. She throws around buzzwords like equity, systemic change, and community-led solutions like she's reading off a Pinterest board for progressive slogans.
So, Dana, Governor Hot Wheels, she claims that had nothing to do with the fact that he actually moves by wheels in a wheelchair, and he's good looking.
Her cleanup was worse. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was super dumb. So basically she's saying, I didn't do it. And even I did do it, though, we're the victim.
But when someone actually stops and asks, how are you planning to do that? Poof. That's when the glitter vanishes, and you realize there's no real plan, just a fog of political fairy dust that sounds bold until it's time to actually build something. Her version of justice isn't bold reform, it's just rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship. The ship's taking on water. The alarms are blaring. And she's busy arguing over chair colors like that's going to save anyone. Meanwhile, the folks back home, they're still waiting for safer streets and real answers. But all they're getting is another thread about defunding police on Monday, followed by a common sense crime post on Thursday. Spoiler, real common sense doesn't flip-flop between extremes just to chase applause. 1 minute, she's screaming down the system like she's the last real one left in Congress. The next, she's rubbing elbows with party insiders and sipping cocktails with lobbyists. It's a whole performance, outsider energy for the cameras, insider privilege behind the scenes. She plays the rebel until it's time to vote. Then it's all business as usual.
Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha.
Or literally, it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you.
That's not very woke, is it?
Crockett's game isn't justice. It's keeping just enough confusion alive to avoid being pinned down. Because when your whole brand is outrage, clarity becomes the real threat, and voters are waking up to the difference. Crockett's politics feel like a buffet line. She wants every option, even if they completely contradict each other. 1 minute she's reform-minded, the next she's backing more policing. Then suddenly, she's against it again. It's political schizophrenia in real time, and the voters are left wondering if she's running for office or auditioning for a new personality. Her messaging, total chaos. If her career were a Netflix show, it would be called Cliffhangers and Contradictions. Every time she speaks, there's a new twist, and none of them make sense. Is she bold or cautious? Radical or moderate? Who knows? You'd get more clarity solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Her juvenile justice proposals sound nice, until you realize she hasn't mapped out a single step for neighborhoods that are actually in crisis. It's the classic Band-Aid on a broken leg approach. Sounds thoughtful, does nothing. But credit where it's due.
Of course, Crockett isn't the only Democrat who's opposed to interracial marriage, or else more Democrats would have voted for this one. Racist. Tyrus, I go to you for no apparent reason. Do you have an opinion on this, or should I move on to somebody?
No, I just... It has to come from me.
Yes.
Okay. None of y'all are qualified. Not just for one thing. I'm mad at Charmaine the guy because he should have kicked her out. See, the problem is that we are allowing our own culture to be openly racist and get away with it. Now, if a white person is offended by that, and they should be.
Crockett can deliver a speech. It's like she watched 50 TED Talks and stitched together the loudest lines. Plenty of buzzwords, plenty of volume, but absolutely no plan. Watching Jasmine Crockett speak feels like listening to a walking motivational poster. Plenty of sparkle, zero solutions. But inspiration alone doesn't fix potholes, fund schools, or clean up neighborhoods. And when it comes to helping her constituents, her record says it all. Less here to serve, more here to polish the brand. While she's busy firing off tweets about justice reform, real issues back home get buried under hashtags and photo ops. People aren't begging for performance. They're asking for results. But Crockett seems more interested in building her next campaign than fixing what's right in front of her. Expecting solid results on economic growth or education. Don't hold your breath. Her policies follow the same tired pattern: bold headlines, empty execution. It's like she's competing on a political game show where the trophy is most inspirational, but voters are just trying to find someone who can get stuff done. And then there's the rhetoric. Woo! If her speeches were a drink, they'd be a cocktail of hope, fluff, and a shot of maybe later. She's mastered the lingo, intersectionality, empowerment, equity, but rarely brings the blueprint. It sounds good, sure, but when the foam settles, it's just warm milk in a fancy cup.
They say something, it's like, it's not the same thing. But if you say that, and another brother looks at you and goes, man, you wrong for that. And I don't want you on my show. Get the hell out. Because I'm telling you right now, if I was not on the show, which happens sometimes, and someone was sitting in his chair and he was complaining about black men this and black that, and they shouldn't be here, and you know what happens when a white woman marries a black guy, you would not have seen that guy in the next segment. He would have kicked his ass off, because you're not going to talk about somebody that I care about like that, or another person like that. That's the problem.
And here's the kicker. She still keeps the seat, still basks in the spotlight. How? Welcome to modern politics, where it's not about results, it's about volume and viral tweets. Jasmine Crockett figured it out. Be loud, look busy, tweet often. Actually getting stuff done, optional. Honestly, that takes talent. If there were an award for performing productivity, she'd have a shelf full of trophies by now. Meanwhile, Tyrus and Greg Gutfeld, they didn't just criticize, they torched her. No mercy. Watching them break down her talking points was like watching a kid expose the Wizard of Ounce. Yank the curtain back and boom, there's no magic, just someone fumbling behind a microphone. It was ruthless, sharp, and frankly, exactly what she signed up for. They tore through her claims like pros, exposing contradiction after contradiction. One minute she's about community safety, the next she's backing policies that confuse even legal experts. Her reform ideas, they feel like they were pulled out of a brainstorming jar labeled wishful thinking. At times, it felt like she was playing political Mad Libs with real lives at stake. And when it's time to own up, Crockett turns slippery. Her record on accountability is like trying to grab soap in the shower, nothing sticks. She dodges questions with practiced ease, spinning narratives to keep that for the people persona alive while avoiding the real heat.
We let too much slide, because that's embarrassing. So what you're basically saying is Barack Obama was not the first black president now. So that means that Donald Trump is the first black president, according to you.
Yeah.
So at some point, and listen, I have been with every shade of woman on the planet. I started out black, and then I went Pacific Islander, Asian, had a little Hispanic phase, and then I ran out of to do and ended up with a white one. That's just how it happened. But they're all, I'm telling you, they all bitch the same, they all take your money the same, they all don't sleep with you all the time the same, and they all leave you the same.
And they all leave you the same. What's left is a political brand built on vibes, not victories. All talk, no traction. And in the end, it's about as convincing as a $3 bill. Let's call it what it is. Jasmine Crockett is a walking contradiction trapped in a constant Twitter performance. She promises the moon, but what do we actually get? Noise, phrases with no power, passion with no plan, speeches full of sound, empty on substance. That's exactly why when Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus unload on her, it's not just a roast, it's a reality check. Because progress doesn't come from recycled hashtags or playing dodgeball with accountability. It comes from real grit, hard decisions, and facing the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Crockett, she's still stuck in performance mode. Maybe she'll grow out of it. Or maybe this is the whole act. Either way, while she's crafting her next buzzword-filled press release or striking a pose for social media, the rest of us are stuck watching a political soap opera with zero payoff. And here's the problem, it's not just her problem. It's ours. When style beats substance, when optics replace outcomes, we all lose. Because this isn't a reality show. This is real life, with real consequences. If you're tired of the spin and ready for the truth, don't just scroll. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next.